It's Tuesday, October 8th, and time for your Barbados Today morning news update. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Government's planned breakup of the electricity supply monopoly by Barbados Light and Power and opening up the market to new players may not lead to cheaper electricity. So warns economist Jeremy Stephen, who contends that it was more likely that another player would rent the infrastructure owned by Light and Power's parent company Emera rather than setting up its own. Stephen explains that in the short term, there may be a price reduction as the new entities introduce themselves to the market. However, he suggests while electricity bills may be lowered, a second player in the market would likely lead to price stability.
It could translate, yes, to probably price stability. But because oil ultimately is still the most reliable form of energy that we do have in the country, in the short run, it may lead to a price reduction just because these guys are introducing themselves to the market. But over a year, 2 years, no, then prices will creep back up. It's a utility. If they move to solar, there's a lot of outlay that you have to put down in the earlier stages. You also got to remember that solar still is a little unreliable at commercial levels. So you will have to price for that inefficiency. And as a result, no company ever fix the cost for inefficiency. A company will always pass on its inefficiency in the form of pricing. Remember that.
Right.
That especially utilities. So as a result, I don't see any big reduction in pricing. Especially if the infrastructure has to be shared. I don't see a big reduction in pricing.
Disgruntled students, nurses at the Barbados Community College say they are sick and fed up with the treatments being meted out to them as they pursue their studies. And they have made this clear to the principal and registrar of the BCC during a meeting last Friday where scores of students aired their grievances. Their main bones of contention relates to the absence of a stipend as well as claims about improper treatment from nurses at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. A second-year student, that's a student nurse, who attended the meeting told Barbados Today the issues were long-standing and needed to be addressed. When contacted, the president of the Barbados Nurses Association, Joanna Waterman, told Barbados Today she was not aware of the issues being faced by the student nurses and would have to investigate the matter before issuing a comment. Social activist Hamilton Lashley makes a call for persons remanded to Dodds on cannabis charges to be freed. He argues that judicial officers should review the cases of those accused persons and even those sentenced for such crimes in the face of moves by government to legalize marijuana for medicinal purposes.
In their defense, they say that they use it for medicinal purposes. Then I believe that their cases should be reviewed and they should be set free once it becomes legal. Because you can't introduce a new piece of legislation and don't try to validate the act by looking at those persons who have been sentenced, telling a magistrate in the lower court or in the Supreme Court based upon the appeal that you know when I use it because I had it brought relief to my glaucoma, it brought relief to my cancer, it brought relief, you know what I mean, to the various forms of medical problems that I have and are languishing in a prison up at doors. No, they should be instantly reviewed upon the enactment of the legislation once they put their cases.
Meantime, the former MP says the Rastafarian community should reap the financial benefits from the proposed cannabis industry.
It would be a travesty and a tragedy of social and natural justice if the opponents to the legalization of marijuana for medicinal purposes be the main beneficiaries financially from this proposed industry. Because to me, the main beneficial fisheries should be the Rastamen, who not only use it for medicinal purposes, but is also part of their religious practices, which they are entitled to.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
It's Festive Friday at the Bridgetown Night Market at Pelican Craft Center. Kick off the weekend this Friday from 4 p.m. to midnight with loads of food, drinks, and entertainment. Get ready for Crop Over with the Rhythm Roots Street Parade. Party like it's Kadooman Day on the street around Pelican Village with costume reveler, music, and more. It's Festive Friday. It's Festive Friday at the Bridgetown Night Market at Pelican Village Center from 4 p.m. to midnight. Admission free.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To news from our regional neighbors now, the Keith Rowley-led government will not tolerate the continuation of high levels of crime in Trinidad and Tobago. So warns Finance Minister Carl Imbert, who revealed that new and modern technology and various crime combative initiatives will be implemented in a bid to stem the worrying trend. The finance minister made the announcement as he presented a just over $53 billion TT budget in Parliament on Monday.
New technology and equipment are being acquired to support this expanded operational plan. These include public order equipment, including non-lethal weapons such as tasers and pepper spray, are being procured as the police service moves away from a baton and bullet approach to the utilization of tasers as the preferred option in restraining non-cooperative individuals. Secondly, mobile devices tracking systems are being procured for vehicles. 200 tablets for vehicles for immediate referencing of persons detained at roadblocks, 50 dashboard cameras, and 300 body cameras for officers, which will assist in monitoring the activities of officers, with the aim to protect both the officer and the general public with respect to false accusations. Surveillance systems and drones, with drones providing a 24/7 eye-in-the-sky capability to all points in the country. Polygraph equipment for use in the recruitment of police officers, as well on a random basis throughout the service.
And finally, a judge orders U.S. President Donald Trump to hand over 8 years of his tax returns to New York investigators. The order was made as the judge rejected arguments made by the president's lawyers that Mr. Trump enjoyed total immunity while in office. More of that story in this Reuters TV report.
The decision by U.S. District Judge Victor Marrero rejects Trump's claim that he was immune from criminal investigation while in office, an argument the judge called, quote, repugnant to the nation's governmental structure and constitutional values, and a, quote, overreach of executive power. The ruling escalates the president's battle to keep his finances under wraps, despite having promised during his 2016 White House run that he would disclose his tax returns.
Because it's under audit. I'll release them when the audit's completed.
Manhattan District Attorney Cyrus Vance had subpoenaed personal and corporate tax returns from 2011 to 2018, and other records from Trump's longtime accounting firm Mazars USA as part of a criminal probe into the president and his family business. Mazars has in the past said it would comply with its legal obligations. Vance had issued another subpoena to the Trump Organization for records of hush money payments, including to 2 women prior to the 2016 election who said they had sexual relationships with Trump, which he denies.
And that's news. But for the very latest, visit us at www.barbadostoday.pb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on iSwim Media and bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good morning.